Let's assemble! What's up, guys? Happy Monday! Sets the pace for the week. Should be a good day, Marvel Monday, and we've got some lovely Marvel news to talk about. Ryan Reynolds might sign the largest MCU contract in the history of MCU contracts. What? I thought Feige no like him. I thought Feige said he no want the Deadpool. Well, apparently he does. We're going to talk about that, but what about the Green Lantern? What if Ryan Reynolds is already signed to do something else for a different company? I'm coming in hot. Let's talk about it. All right, Nerd Avengers. So here we go. Look. It's a beautiful city out there, but here's the thing. Here's the deal. Many of you were flying very low with your X-Wings. Okay? I got a lot of calls, a lot of emails. That's a lot of pollution and a lot of noise pollution. Okay? So we had a lot of people complaining. So the next time you guys get in your X-Wings, if you missed the stream Friday, I'd recommend checking it out. The next time you guys get in your X-Wings, I need you to fly a little higher in the city. You can't be like dipping and doing all that sort of stuff. You're gonna cause me a lot of problems. Okay? Anyway, meet me in the studio. Let's talk some Deadpool. Top of the morning to you all. Hang on. Get the chat in here. Woo! There we go. How's everybody doing, man? It's good to see you guys. Good to be streaming with you all. Good to be talking some Deadpool and MCU with you all. Let's get a roll call. Let's go see what's up with everybody. See who was in here first. Holy cow, JT's first in the building, Stormy's here, Trev's in the building, Darth Clean got engaged on Friday, congratulations, good sir. Will Bonin, Kendall's here, Joe Fuego, Jennifer Cook is here, Lord Vito, Tim Turner, Jecko, Dingo1, I love that, Dingo1, Ryan H is here, Peter Ferret, Jordan's here, Boss Keon Labs is in the building, Sam Shells is here, Fan Jexer, Jason for Polyhedra Paradise, Brian O'Connor, Renee, RG is in the building. Jacob's Quest, Bill M, Star Wars Santa, David Nations. Oh, yeah, man. Bunch of beautiful people. What's up, guys? How we doing today? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? You know what? Let's get right into the theater. Oh, you know what? Oh, before we do that, show notes. Show notes. Let's talk about this week. Let's talk about this week a little bit. All right, look. This weekend, I am going to be a normal person. And what I mean is, I'm in a wedding, and I've got a lot of friends and family hanging out this weekend, so there will be no streams this weekend. What that means is usually we do a Nerd Vengers behind-the-scenes stream with just me and the Nerd Vengers hanging out on Fridays, or Saturdays at noon. I will not be there for that. We are considering putting a different stream up there for you guys with some of the EPs, so... you know, it's all good. And then Sunday for the Nerdvenger Prime members or the business tier peeps, no stream on Sunday as well. So I will not be in action this weekend. I might dip out pretty early on Friday, okay? But we'll make it up to you guys next week. And in fact, I might do a big 2-hour stream next weekend when we get that going on, okay? You will have your watch party this week. We should have a watch party going on. I got to touch base with Boshti today, but I'm pretty sure we'll have a watch party going on. Pretty sure we'll have a You Laugh, You Lose on Friday as well. Nerd Therapy later tonight with Theory. And here's the deal. All we really want to do is play Star Wars Squadrons. Guys, all I want to do is play Star Wars Squadrons. Okay? I love me some Star Wars Squadrons. So me and Theory might play a little Squadrons tonight. Probably stay up way too late. Tomorrow's show, I'll look very disheveled. Anyway, Thursday night I believe we'll have After Dark this week. I'm not 100% sure. I believe Lavis is... Merc the Hobbit, nice. I believe Lavis is moving, so we're going to try to figure that out. Also, guys, just for your edification, I am trying to do a ton of collabs. Okay, so I'm reaching out to a ton of different YouTubers, a ton of different people. I'm trying to do a bunch of collabs. I know you guys want me to do collabs, so we're trying to get that sorted out. If you have a YouTuber or a content creator you'd like me to collaborate with, email me, hit me up here, or whatever. We'll talk about it, okay? Oh, yeah, the Friday stream. Def got to catch that Friday stream. Oh, yeah, that was nice, huh? That was pretty nice. Okay, let's get into the theater, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about, okay? Whoa, what's that? Oh, that's our tweet. Well, I didn't mean to have this on here, but y'all better go follow us on Twitter, and y'all better like this post. That was unintentional, though. All right, here we go. How's this look for you guys? You guys all good? Gravy? Gravy, baby? Pull that music back. Just, yeah. What do you mean? It's already up? Okay, well, just turn it down a little. Okay, cool. So, here we go. Now, this is coming from the Direct. Now, here's the deal with the Direct, because I believe it was CGM Show already came in and was like, who's reporting this? Let me go fill up my coffee, actually. I know. Sorry. All over the place today. All over the place today. 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to fill up my Taylor Lane, baby. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. And I also feel like putting a Baby Yoda hat on because my hair is being wild. Sometimes you need a little Baby Yoda hat in your life to tame the hair. Okay, so, CGM Show asked, and I think it's a fair question. Where's this coming from? And I think that's smart. You got to follow your sources and all that. All right, you know what I mean? So let's get into this. Let's talk about this. Okay, it says here, MCU Deadpool, Marvel rumored to want Ryan Reynolds to sign record-breaking deal. Okay, now I'm gonna skip through all that. Rumor: Scooper Daniel Richtman has just revealed on his Patreon account that Marvel CCO Kevin Feige is interested in wanting to sign Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds to the biggest deal in MCU history. By biggest, it's presumed that Feige wants Reynolds to agree to be in more MCU projects than any other character in the franchise has signed on to before. I'm not sure if that's proper English. Okay, look, Daniel Richtman. We talk about Daniel Richtman all the time, and people are like, "Well, who's Daniel Richtman?" Motherfucker, I don't know who Daniel Richtman is, but I do know this. When we charted out all of the different scoops and when we charted out all of the different insiders, and we got to do another one of those soon. Maybe we'll do that per quarter. I think, and actually I believe I was talking to Godfather about this, where we were like, we want to start to institute quarterly things that we do in the content throughout the year that are just very on brand for us and connected to you guys. But it was several months ago and it was actually a Redditor. It was a Redditor that had put together a spreadsheet of all the different scoopers and what they had gotten right, what was still in question, what they gotten wrong. And maybe that person will do that again. Actually, I should probably find that person and reach out to them. Anyway, Daniel Richtman is at the top. He's one of the top tiers. You know what I mean? There are only a couple of people better than Daniel Richtman. And my theory on Richtman is that he is either himself very high level in Hollywood, because he knows, dude, here's the thing about Richtman. He knows about everything. He knows DC stuff. He knows Star Wars stuff. He knows Marvel stuff. And does anything else really matter? I mean, the dude knows a lot of stuff. So I'm confused. I would assume he's someone super high up at maybe one of the guilds. Or maybe he just has a relationship with a lot of these different people. I don't know. But whoever this guy is, he knows a lot and he's really onto it. Whenever I see Daniel Richtman attached to a story, I tend to believe that it's at least valid in whatever interpretation Daniel has. Okay. So, before we get to the next part of this, because there's actually an update to this story that's going to take us to some interesting places. Here's what I want to say. And I really want you, if you're a new person to the stream or if you've been with us for a long, long time, either way. By the way, I'm checking the Twitter right now. Not enough of you are tweeting us. Not enough of you have followed us on Twitter. Probably going to end the stream today. Thanks a lot for being here. No, but in all seriousness, look. Late last year, Marvel really started changing things around, okay? And maybe, here's the thing. I'll tell you everything I know, and I'll tell you my perspective on it, okay? In fact, get me on the big screen, man. Get me on the big screen. I want to talk to the people. And then we'll get into the other stuff in just a minute here, okay? I think many Marvel fans, and maybe just in general, people that have been watching Disney and what's going on, I think a lot of people might think that Marvel has whatever's coming next, they have it completely figured out. You know what I mean? Oh, it's all good, David Nations. I'm memeing. I'm joking a little bit. I joke a lot here. Don't take my shit too personally, because I'm just joking. Okay? Papa Josh got to teach. Next emoji. Maybe. You talking about giving everything to Feige? Okay, look. Here's the deal. I did see your tweet, Brian, and we will get into that. In fact, I'm hoping Adam can join the show. I don't know. I know he's daddy daycaring. But I might have a little bit of time with him in like 10 minutes, okay? We'll see. All right, let me talk about this. I know a lot of us and many of us maybe have this idea that Marvel had everything completely figured out after the Infinity Saga and that we were all good and that everything was going to be gravy and we had it figured out. That's not true. In fact, and I've been trying to explain this to you guys a little bit here and there sprinkled throughout the news this year, but there have been major changes behind the scenes. You might call it scrambling, okay? Now, let's keep it a buck. This is normal. This is not inconceivable. It's not even strange, really, as a studio and one as big as Marvel, which, by the way, Marvel Studios went from a brand new studio, started off a foreign banking loan. They got a private loan from European banks to the tune of $100 million, I believe. Maybe it was more. It could have been like $500 million. Anyway, point being, so Marvel Studios came from nowhere, a new studio, to one of the biggest, if not the biggest studio in Hollywood, okay? And it's pretty normal for studios to have scheduling problems, to coordinate all the different efforts of all the different departments, to figure out the scheduling of the actors, all these things. It's like herding cats, okay? Making movies. And Marvel had a pretty full plate. They have a ton of stuff they want to do post Endgame. They have a lot of stuff they want to do. We had heard that around October of last year, Marvel went through massive changes. Now, do you guys remember, and here's a little exercise for the chat. Many of you guys are like my day ones. You guys have been with me for a long, long time, okay? I want to just ask you guys and get a feel for where you're at with this. Do you remember when I told you, hey, look, we're going to talk about the Rosario German leak, okay? I'll probably talk about that mostly with Theory tonight on Nerd Theory, okay? So just hold up, motherfucker. It's just Monty. Relax. Do y'all remember when I said there was a fourth year, or rather a secret third year of Phase 4? Do you remember when I told you that? Okay. So, here's the thing. The reason I said that, I wasn't ass pulling. I don't know if it's technically true because, okay, here's what I know happened. Here's what I have been told what happened, okay? Going into San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm actually more sure of this now than I even was back then, because back then I had people like Jeremy Conrad. Much love, Jeremy. Much love. Always going to pimp your stuff out. You got great sources. I think you're a good guy. Much love to Jeremy Conrad of MCU Cosmic. But here's the deal. What Jeremy Conrad was one of the people trying to talk me down from that theory then. Okay? And he was like, hey, man, Feige literally said this, that, second, and the third. Boom. This is phase 4. There are no other plans, etc., etc. But the thing is, like, I know now that wasn't true. Okay? And also, I know, and again, no offense to Jeremy. Love Jeremy. You know what I mean? Hey, thanks, Josh. I appreciate that super chat. I'll get into that, and trust me, brother, I'll spend 2 goddamn hours talking about Squadron. So don't even get me started on that shit. Love that game. But here's the deal. Jeremy also had a thing that he was really hell-bent that Affleck would never come back to Batman. And it was like around that time, especially with all the things I was hearing and then what Jeremy was saying. And I realized, no fault of his own. Like, it's not his fault, but like his bias was showing. Scoopers and insiders, they just get information and then it's like their judgment and their insight and the notions they hold that sort of filters through, how they report. Okay. Point being, I know for damn sure that decision to call phase 4, what phase 4 currently is being called, that was a game time decision. That was an audible at the line. Literally a week before, there was another year on that phase 4 slate. 100%. Now, moving past that, I also know that around that time, Marvel was scrambling because of the Spider-Man stuff. Yeah, agreed. I think it's all connected to the Spider-Man stuff. Yeah. I think as soon as and I don't know this is a little bit of speculation here. But what I think happened was as soon as Sony put up the hard blocks on the contracts, I believe what happened was Marvel pulled that third year. They completely pulled it and they were like, we can't announce this, but we will figure it out. You know what I mean? So, okay. So let's just talk about that. A ton of scrambling around that time. Okay? Now, let me explain. I know that there were two, not one, 2 massive scrambles this year. Okay? Now, you could make the argument that they were both Pandy related. They were both Pandy related. I don't think that's true, actually. The Rona was the secret third year. Hey, look, I was right. I was vindicated. It was the Rona. Okay, so I know there were 2 massive scramblings this year. Massive. Like, do we want to go this direction? Should we elevate these characters? Do we want to tell these stories? That kind of scrambling. 2 of them. One pretty early on in the year. One relatively recently. Big scrambles. Okay? Now let's go back into the theater and let's look at the update to this story. Update. Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld reacts to Ryan Reynolds MCU rumor. Progress on the upcoming Deadpool 3 has been relatively slow, with little news on its development release as of late. The film star Ryan Reynolds previously stated the plans for the character were on pause now, leaving the character's future uncertain. Ryan's co-star, Maria Baccarin, also provided an update to the film saying the script had yet to be complete. That's all actor talk. Do not believe anything an actor says. One person who has been very vocal on the show's development has been Rob Liefeld. Yeah, we all know about that, okay? The Deadpool co-creator has now broken his silence on the matter of Deadpool 3, providing his take on the recent rumor. This rumor, of course, was the one we just talked about. First, I can't tell which one. Let's see, which one was first? Okay, this one was first. He first tweets this. Look, all this means is that Feige finally came to his senses and caved, as he should have long ago. Hoping this is true, Ryan as Deadpool is a sure thing in an entertainment canvas that is increasingly fragile. Okay, he next said, Ryan's value as Deadpool has never, ever been greater. A deal to secure him should have been made after all the Sony/Holland drama. Okay, so, first of all, we need more likes on this video. What are y'all doing? Like, it's Monday. I get it. Wake up. Get the blood flowing. You know what helps? You move your finger a couple inches and you click the like button. And then you can chill back a little bit, okay? Now, consider this, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think of this tweet, considering everything I just told you about Marvel, behind the scenes, about the drama, about the shifting, about the shuffle? Ryan's value as Deadpool has never, ever been greater. A deal to secure him should have been made after all the Sony/Holland drama. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Toilet Room says Liefeld is a douche nozzle that needs to STFU. Good morning, all. Right on, man. Good morning. Shit, I just unliked the stream. No! When did Ryan go to Marvel and do his big pitch? Okay, that's a good question. Late last year, from what we know, late last year. I think there's been more pitches going on this year as well, but late last year was the big pitch, yeah. When that new Ryan Reynolds movie was announced called Free Guy, my cousin and I were making jokes on how it was going to be Deadpool 3 in disguise. Yeah. Wasn't there a picture with Ryan at Marvel Studios? There was, yeah. It was late last year. Sounds like Liefeld is 100% Team Reynolds. Good for him. Reynolds was supposed to replace Holland as the main face of the MCU if Sony screwed up Marvel, Will Bonin says. That's not exactly the way I read it, but I do believe that especially now, it is very possible that's a you know, they might be thinking that for sure. Liefeld should have never opened his mouth. Feige plans the shit years in advance, so you can't rush Deadpool out for no reason. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. And then I want to get into the super chats, but I definitely want to still dig into this a little bit. I think we still have more to talk about here, okay? So, why do all Ryans look alike with the glasses and that look on their faces? I don't know, man. It's interesting. Okay. Here's my take on this. What are my thoughts on AMC and all that? Well, maybe we'll get Adam in here to talk about that in just a second. Okay, he says he's good. Okay, let me give you, okay, here's what we got to do, ladies and gentlemen, because Adam only has like 15 to 20 minutes, okay? He's running daddy daycare right now. I think he's got Trinity watching all the kids, okay? So he's sneaking away, he's sneaking upstairs. He told Trinity he's going to the bathroom. Don't tell Trin. And so let's get Adam in here and let's talk about these theaters, and then we're going to shift back to the Deadpool stuff, okay? So I'm sorry. Let's put this on hold for just a second. Let's get Adam on here. Let's try to talk theaters. And yo, what's up, brother?
I told him I went out for some milk. So
okay, beautiful. Nice. That's a beautiful thing. So yeah, man, do you want to give us the latest? I mean, look, I saw some of it pop up earlier, but I think there was even more stuff that happened this morning. Am I wrong?
With Cineworld or
with theaters in general? I don't know if it was Cineworld or someone else, but I could be wrong. Oh, this is what my man texted me. Okay. No, I think it's the Cineworld stuff still.
Yeah, so man, the Cineworld stuff is absolutely crazy. For those who don't know, basically Cineworld, who is one of the largest movie theater companies in the world, mostly known here for Regal. They own Regal, which is, again, it's one of, I think it's the second largest next to AMC.
A lot of them in Philly.
Yeah, a lot of them all over the East Coast for sure. Yeah, so they basically are shutting down. There's supposed to be an announcement this morning at some point. I don't know if they officially made an announcement. I haven't seen one, but they don't really have an estimate of when they're coming back. It was all they were going to stay afloat. It was all hinging on Bond, and as soon as Bond pieced out, they were like, all right, there's no sense in staying open because there's no films. It's expected that quite possibly over 5,000 jobs are going to be either furloughed or lost. Unbelievable. And one of the articles that I was reading, I was talking to you about this yesterday. They did, even before this, before the whole Bond thing, they weren't really expecting numbers and income for theaters to really get pre-COVID numbers until 2023. That's astonishing and unbelievable.
Yeah, it is pretty astonishing. So I've got an article pulled up here. It says, and this came out at 7:25 a.m. this morning, and then updated again 6 minutes later. It says shares in the company that owns Regal theaters fell as much as 58% after it said it will temporarily close the venture because of the postponement of the latest James Bond film. Cineworld Group said Monday that 536 Regal cinemas in the U.S. and 127 Cineworld and picture houses in the U.K. would close on Thursday. And here it says some 45,000 employees are affected, not 5,000, 45,000.
This is the ABC News thing? Is that what you're reading?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know. It says by the Associated Press.
I found it. It's fine. I just want to read along.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, right? Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's a massive deal, and I know that people look. We've been talking about this a good bit on the show, and et cetera, et cetera. I've been kind of saying for a while now that I think this whole system is really screwed, way worse than people realize, and that it's more or less over for the theater experience. And I don't know, what are your thoughts? I know you were really optimistic at one point. I think you're probably a little more pessimistic now. But yeah, let us know your thoughts or kind of what do you see happening? Because I have my own theories, but what do you think is going to happen?
So yeah, 100%. I was definitely more optimistic person that eventually this would all turn around. I am not that person anymore. Not with this. What do I think's going to happen? I don't think theaters will ever go away. I think it's still an experience that people want. I personally, though, and I've said this before, that I could see this being the future, but now I'm really seeing this as the future. I think movie theaters are going to turn the way as like Broadway. Yeah. Where you're still going to have movie theaters. But you're going to have very select movies, very select showings. It's going to cost an arm and a leg to go see a movie in a theater, and it'll be a great experience, but it's going to be few and far between. You're probably going to have to go to either a major city or a pretty heavily populated suburban, town, in order to go see it. And I think that's going to be what it is. I don't know. Yeah.
And so that looks dangerously so, like more so than ever, probable, right? And so I think the next question is, like what? Okay, here's where my head goes. What does Hollywood do then with the large swath of films that they had prepared for an economy that isn't there anymore, right? And so this is again something that and maybe I just did a shitty job of explaining it, but this was kind of what I was saying with Black Widow, where I was like, this movie isn't making money. Like, it's not going to make money, so you need to give up on that. And now we're seeing a lot of theater chains come out, which, by the way, like, I personally, as much as I love the theater experience, like, I am not, when I have said all this about Black Widow, it's always come from the perspective of the fan. I never came at it from the perspective of the theaters, but I do think it's a fair place to come at it from, where the theaters are essentially lobbying to the studios. You've got to just take a loss here, guys, and put these movies out. Otherwise, what are we going to do? You know? So I guess my question is, like, what do you think as far as the economic viability of some of these big films, medium budget films? Like, what do you think Hollywood is going to do in response to it? Because they have a pipeline backed up of big movies.
Yeah. I still am not quite on board completely with you yet on just throwing it on your streaming service without an additional compensation.
Okay.
Look, we've talked before, and the results came in. Mulan should not have been $30. That they outpriced themselves by almost threefold, at least 1.5. It should probably have been $15-$20, something like that. I know I heard some people say it should be like $10. I think that's a little too low. I think 15 to 20 is a little bit more reasonable for people. I think that's the way that they're going to have to go. I don't see an economic viability for all of these backlog movies that you can just put them out there without an additional fee. I mean, like, I was doing some research last night about like Netflix and some of their like most expensive shows and how does it compare to big budget films. And look, some of them are like, let's see, The Crown, right? I looked this up last night. The Crown is 13 mil an episode.
Wow.
So I mean, you're looking at, let's combine that. What was that? 10 episodes, I think. Was it 10 or 13?
It's like 150 million, kind of.
Yeah, let's
like
just say let's say it's like 150, like total. Like that's a pretty decent chunk. But there's two things to consider. One, it's not quite as big as some of these giant blockbusters that we want to see, these $200 and $250 million Marvel movies that we want to see, Star Wars and DC. So it's not even close to that yet. Plus, Netflix still is the king of subs. They still like triple the subs. So for like Disney and Warner Brothers, they're not at that economic number that I think that they could just like drop it. Like I think Netflix could just drop it. They have the subs. They can do that. Warner Brothers and Disney, they can't do that yet. So I think they have to charge something. They just have to find a nice settle ground on what that number is. Yeah.
So I agree. I agree about the price point, but I actually think Mulan was kind of a perfect storm of shit, like controversy, activism, tightening of wallets, economic. And this was another thing where, the Black Widow thing for me was like, if they had put this out, and I don't think you really contest me on this one, but I think if they had put this out on Disney Plus $4.30 when everybody got their Trump bucks, I think the movie would have crushed. And the thing is, not only would it have crushed, it would have paved new ground for the industry. And now they're in a different spot. And because I don't think it even will make what it could have back then digitally. People's wallets are tightening up. I mean, there's a lot of turmoil in the world right now, a lot of uncertainty economically, socially, culturally. So there's a lot of factors that are keeping people from going to the films, I think, and from spending money in general, right? So it's funny you brought up Netflix. I think Netflix by the end of next year might be one of the largest owners of American theaters ever. And I think Netflix will own a lot of these theaters. Now, the way I see this going is in order for these films to be viable, I think they need to be same day, same date, digital and theatrical release. And so what will happen is you'll create an industry that's sort of like amenities of movie-going experiences. But in order for that industry to survive, it needs to expand past the current Hollywood system. Okay. And so, like, what I mean is, and they are sort of already doing this, but, like, for instance, The Boys this week, right? So The Boys has its final episode this week. Am I correct on that?
I believe so, yes.
So what the theaters need to do in the future, and I think you will see this, is they need to offer an event that's for The Boys. And you come in and you watch The Boys in the theater because you want to, not because you have to, but because you want to. You love The Boys. You want to have a theatrical experience. You want to have the theater rented out. You want to bring your people in, et cetera, and have a model like that. Basically, in the new economy, convenience is king. Okay? This is why Uber, crushed. This is essentially why Netflix crushed. Convenience is king. And so I think you need to have the theater system adapt to the user and be very flexible with how it provides that service that is just the theater experience. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea. They sort of tested it out a little bit a few years back when they did the Game of Thrones episodes.
Oh yeah.
That was like 2015, I think they did that.
Yep.
And it did okay. I mean, look, I think it made like almost 2 mil, but it was like on very few screens. I think it was like 200 screens or something like that.
Well, 2 mil would have been half of what Tenet made in its second weekend, right?
Right.
So, I mean, look, let's be real. The balloon numbers they're gone. So I get you, but we got to talk dollars and cents, right? So.
No, I'm agreeing with you. What I was trying to get at, like, that was only in 200 theaters.
Oh,
and it did like okay. So imagine like 2,000. I mean, if there's 2,000 theaters left, but let's even say 1,500. Like maybe this thing could make 10-15 mil in a weekend, especially if it's big. I mean, it's tough. You really gonna have to get the fans that want to experience it on a big screen. And really want to go that extra mile. I don't know. I'm for it. I love seeing that this Game of Thrones thing was on there. I didn't go see it.
Yeah.
But if that's becoming more of a regular idea, then maybe people would be more open to it.
And I think the price point on that, it's going to be high. Like, that's the thing. You had said it before, right? You said like an arm and a leg, right? That's the thing. Like, the theater experience, like, it's going to be a thing where it's like, oh, okay, so, hey, look, we're doing pretty good over here. Mando finale, we're going to rent out a theater, and we're going to rent it out in a city that's closest to where all of us are at so that we can all travel. You're spending travel, and we want this theater to be clean, pristine. We want all the snacks. We want the whole experience. And by the way, we want it for the whole day. Because we want to binge Mando and then watch the finale,
right?
And and when we're willing to pay $40 a head, me, if I'm a theater owner, that makes sense. It's low overhead. It's high return. That's a nice margin. I can work with that. They have to figure out the legality of that, right? With the prod. But here's the thing: if you're the studios and you're fucking over the theaters right now, would you not want to bend a little bit on your licensing to help? I don't know. Maybe you don't. But to me, that feels like a possible way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It depends on who ends up at the end of all this, who owns all these theaters. I mean, like you said, Netflix is in play. Amazon, remember, there was reports that Amazon was looking to do it.
Oh, those are the players right there. Those are the players.
And remember, there was legislation or something that changed so that
the studios can buy them, but the studios right? And I get you, but how can the studios budget that right now?
I mean, think about it this way. Maybe not right now, but could you see a scenario where, let's say, Warner Brothers or Disney has a few theaters, not 1,000, but a few, and it's like a theme park. You know what I mean? Like, like that.
They could do something like that. I think that's, but again, I think that would be cool and creative. And I think that the truth is, I would go pretty light on the actual like brick and mortar, and then try to innovate and create a digital entry point as well. But no, I feel you. I just think that, like, as far as equity. So if we're talking about like buying on the dip, because essentially we're talking about an industry it's going to retract. I mean, you're talking 68% on your stock price. That's insane, ladies and gentlemen. Like that is literally insanity. So you're going to see these values plummet. But the thing is, the reason the values plummet is because they're not really viable money-making machines for the next 3 to 4 years. So who's going to buy that shit, right? Like that's the thing. Like if you're a studio losing your ass, you know what I mean? Like how can you turn around and buy these things that are not valuable assets? They're literally devalued. You know, so it's tough. Okay, last question I want to, because I know you got to get back to Trinity and help out Daddy Daycare.
Yeah.
Last question. How does this affect the budgets of the films that are about to be made? We're talking about the volume. They're using that in Thor 4. Are the budgets going to start collapsing? And here's the thing. If the budgets start collapsing, but the quality remains the same, what kind of Hollywood are we living in?
Yeah, you know, I actually thought about this too. I think that the budgets will remain relatively the same. I mean, they'll be lower 100%, especially with new technology, with the volume and all that stuff. I think what you're really going to see is part of the budget that it sometimes balloons up is actor salary.
That ain't happening no mo.
Right. I think salaries are going to drop tremendously, which I believe in turn will mean all your A-list celebs, you're going to start seeing them in a lot more projects.
Yeah.
Because they're going to need the work.
Yep.
And I think that if you are looking to break into the industry as an actor, you are effed, basically.
Oh, really? Because I actually feel a little bit differently about that. Because
why? Because they're cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah. But
well, think about what Marvel's doing. I mean, Allison Brie type, right? And, you know, unfortunately, Mikey Sutton, you know, God, you know, he's just so good most of the time. He fucked that one up, right? So what's the logic there? And if they don't, and here's the other thing. If they get Krasinski to play Hydra Cap and not Mr. Fantastic, there's only one reason, and it's money.
Yeah.
So my thing is...
That's not the only reason, but yeah, I hear you.
I get what you're saying. But I guess what I'm saying is the prevailing wisdom moving forward. I mean, why does Star Wars go after all these studios? And it's kind of like almost a predatory practice, really. But for like big roles, they go after someone that doesn't have leverage. It's contracts. You don't have leverage, right?
Sure, to start, but I don't know. I'm not like sticking my head in the ground and saying like your reasoning is wrong on this one. I think there is some viability to having names over, you know, it's a sweet balance, right? I
mean, I get what you're saying, and I think these names still hold value, and especially in certain scenarios, like let's say it's a kind of an unknown show, right? It's a new IP, but it has a name that really helps. But I think the truth is the value is really more in the IP nowadays, and like that's just pretty clear to me. And so I think like moving forward, I actually think unknowns and not only unknowns as far as actors and actresses, but people that just work and create content and make entertainment. I think this is like the golden age for us, because I think that old system is dying away, and a lot of dinosaurs are going down with that asteroid because they're too attached to that system. Like, you think Tom Cruise is really good, and Tom Cruise is literally one of the only actors, in my opinion, that still has that kind of a draw. Like, the age of the superstar is over. You know what I mean? Like, Will Smith can't open a big movie without good IP. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like we're already kind of one foot in that other boat. And the truth is, like, we just really don't care. Like, think about Gina Carano, dude. Gina Carano is, I mean, among some people, she's well known because of like fighting and stuff like that, but not really. Right. You know,
that's a good point. I don't know. That's certainly going to be interesting to see how they roll with that. I can definitely see it happening your way where we're getting newbies all the time. Yeah. I can see it my way where it's just A-listers because they need a bankable name, but guess what? You're just not going to get paid a lot.
Yeah.
Because I mean, A names aren't going away. So if projects are going to be, the other thing is like, how many projects are we going to get?
They're already shutting stuff down. They're already shutting stuff down. There's
Disney overall usually only does like 10 to 12 a year.
Well,
as
you know,
it is.
right. Well, here's the other thing to this, and then you just let me know when you got to go, okay? But the other side,
I got 1 minute.
okay. So last point. Last thing I want to say is, I think too. Oh my God, I lost my point. I lost my brain on it.
Because I win.
Yeah, you win this round. Anything you want to plug, brother? Anything you want to say? It'll come back to me, but I want you to get a plug in.
Tonight stream over on twitch.tv/fanjecture. We are opening the barcade. The barcade is opening its doors tonight. We're doing some pub trivia. We're doing some pub Star Wars trivia tonight, and then we're gonna play some Squadrons. And if you're playing later tonight, maybe we'll hook up. And
yeah. I mean, it was funny.
Confused.
Right. Well, we were supposed to play last night a little bit, but then like I got too tired, and then Theory was like gonna play with. He played like some scary game on his gaming channel. He asked me about it. I was like, and you guys know me, I'm the biggest puss, right? So I was like, nah, bro, I ain't into the scary stuff. He thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, brother, appreciate you. Good to talk to you again. And yeah, guys, please go check out Fanjecture on Twitch. Adam does good work. You guys know that already. But yeah, go over and check him out. All right, brother. Thanks for calling in.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. See you, man.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thought that was a good chat. Love talking to Adam. And it's been weird just because, look, he's got things going on. Him and Trinity with the daddy daycare and all that. It's all good. But it's good to talk to him when we can, okay? So what do you guys think about what's going on with that? I'm going to get into these super chats, okay? I want to get into the super chats, and then we'll just Q&A it for the rest of the thing, okay? So Brian asked, did you see the tweet about the cinemas closing? Yes, Brian, we just went into that. Appreciate the love. Thank you. Josh I says, Josh with a very generous $10 says, Josh, I finally played Squadrons on VR. Holy shit, bro. What a difference. My world has changed. Don't know if I can ever go back. I missed my calling as a fighter pilot. So I feel you, Josh. And I play with this flight stick, okay? And my setup, I have this ultra-wide monitor in front of me right here, man. And, playing on an ultra-wide with the flight stick, it's unbelievable. I feel like I'm flying, okay? And I'm addicted to it. I love it. I've been having so much fun with this game. I can't speak highly enough about Squadrons, and I can't imagine what the VR would take what I'm feeling to another level. I'm actually scared. I don't want to do it in VR because I already love the game so much and I'm having so much fun that you might not ever see me again. You might not ever see me again. I might be VR'd in. I might not get out of the Matrix, man. Ignorance is bliss. So, no, appreciate you, Josh I. Thank you so much, man. CGM Show says Tenet wasn't the best movie to test out the market. Most people I know didn't understand it. Black Widow would have done much better in theaters. 100% agree with you, CGM. I think that's it's one of those things that's like conventional wisdom, but damn, what's up with Hollywood, man? They just don't seem to get it. You know what I mean? They just don't seem to get it. So, folks, going back to the Deadpool thing just a little bit here, and then we're going to, hey, whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll talk about, okay? So, there were rumors that Zach did want Ryan Reynolds for the Green Lantern cameo in the Snyderverse, okay? And if I were Ryan Reynolds, especially in the wake of, not only the Tom Holland drama, but DC on the rise. This is another thing. People are like, by the way, like all these people came super hot at me on Friday for saying that I thought capitalism was good. And I get it. It's funny because when I talk to Sly, you know what I mean? And Sly is Canadian, and it's a very American thing. So if you're not American and you hear someone say they like capitalism or this, that, second, and the third, it's off-putting. Because it's not like other people, other countries keep that shit quiet. They don't actually express their political opinions that much, okay? And I honestly wish America was a little more like that. And I apologize for being so brazen. But I mean, come on, it's pretty on brand, right? It's a pretty American thing is to be brazen. Let's go. But, point being, in this capitalist system, competition is at the core of innovation. Okay? And DC being on the rise and getting some fanfare, some crazy hype, some announcements. People are excited about this shit again. DC doing well means Marvel must do better. They must respond. That competition. Okay? And as I was explaining before, there's so much scrambling. There's so much scrambling behind the scenes at Marvel. And now all of a sudden with DC on the rise and the scrambling and the multiverse being mapped out, and I think Feige's got some things figured out. I think basically this is what happened. It's just super speculative. Okay? I think what happened was Feige was like, Ryan, I get it. Chill out for just a second, bro. I got to go deal with these Sony motherfuckers. And he's like, chill. Then he goes over to Sony and he's like, now listen up, motherfuckers. What do we got to do to get this, and that? Oh, by the way, Jamie Foxx is coming back for the movie I'm producing. We're going to bring Kraven the Hunter in the movie I'm producing. And we're going to figure this shit out with you and me, Sony. We're going to figure this shit out right now. You know, and Amy's like throwing sandwiches at Feige. And I just believe Feige's like Pac-Man. Just she's throwing sandwiches and he's just like, you know, whatever. And then they probably got that shit figured out. And then he was like, okay, Ryan, talk to me. Okay. And then Ryan was probably like, oh, well, Mr. Feige, have you ever heard of the Snyder Cut? Have you ever heard of Das Snyder Cut, Mr. Feige? And Feige was like, niet. No Snyder Cut here. I don't know why. I was just feeling that. Look, point being, I think Ryan Reynolds is going to cost a lot more than he did even 6 or 7 months ago. Okay? And so when I put Feige's mistake on the thumbnail and in the title, I think he did make a mistake. I think had he signed Ryan last year, and I would have just signed him and said, we'll figure it out, he would have been able to sign him a lot cheaper. I think when they say the biggest MCU contract ever, it's not just the appearances. I think it's dollars and cents, ladies and gentlemen. I think Ryan has leverage. What's all the shit we were just talking about as far as contracts? Leverage. What do you need if you want a good contract? Leverage. And I think Reynolds has leverage now. You know what I mean? And by the way, Ryan is very smart. Dangerous combo. Those genes, that jawline, and that brain, dangerous combo. Respect. So I think Ryan's about to get the bag. I think Ryan's about to get the bag, and I think Feige has no choice but to give him the bag. That's what I think. Anyway, that's my thesis. Signed, sealed, delivered. Boop. So now let's talk about what y'all want to talk about. I keep seeing the Rosario Dawson leak. I assume you all are talking about the Dutch or German trailer on Disney Plus that just confirms that Rosario is in it, right? I assume that's what you guys are talking about. Was there something new? Is there something new going on? Is there a new aspect to it? Yeah, it's the Denmark confirms Rosario and Timothy Olyphant. Yeah. I might make a vid on that. I'm going to talk with Theory about it tonight. That's for sure. Talk about it tonight. For sure. Or maybe we'll just play Squadrons all night. I don't know. All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's on your mind? No, that's it? Okay, right on. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not like I've been talking about that for 7 months and everybody refuses to believe me. It's going to be nice to be vindicated on, you know, everything. Lovecraft Country was so creepy last night I almost shit my pants. Eric, you're really not making me want to catch up on the show. Gonna be honest. Like, I like the show, but episode 3 was one of those moments where I was like, I told y'all I didn't want to do this. I tried to tell y'all. What else is going on, ladies and gentlemen? What are we thinking? Almost done with Raised by Wolves? What a mindfuck that show is. Nikki, you're not wrong. Nikki, you are not wrong. Wait till the ending. If you think your mind has been thoroughly... Well, you know. Just wait for that last episode. We're only like 3 weeks away from Mando. Hell yeah! I've been waiting all goddamn 2020 for this. Show me the baby. I would like to see the baby, Disney. I would like to see the baby. What did you think of the ending of Raised by Wolves? I think humanity is screwed. That's all I can say. No spoilers, RG. No spoilers. And Trev's getting a house? Ah, shit. Okay, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Listen up. We're all moving to Canada. Trev's got a big old house. Okay, a big old house. We're all moving to Canada. We're going to run it like a hippie commune. Okay? A hippie den of nerds commune. And we're all going to live in Trev's house. We're all going to cut firewood. We're all going to grow big burly beards if we can. You know? We're going to make our own maple syrup. We're going to play hockey in the street. What else do they do in Canada? What else they got going on over there? Jesse, man, is this really how you act in real life? Or is this a character you play on your videos and live streams? So here's the thing. In real life, I'll give you guys a glimpse behind the curtain. This is what I look like in real life. This is how my passive face is. Most people have like resting bitch face. This is my face. And actually my eyes get a little slanted, to be honest. So this is how I walk around in real life. And then when people talk to me in real life, this is what I say. So you caught me, Jesse. You caught me. Mike Motherflippin' Porter coming in with a super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Would Deadpool run with cameos, or would a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool lead the Avengers like RDJ? For that money, is he just doing cameos? I believe that there will be many a cameo, but I think they would be stupid to just do cameos. There's going to be way more than cameos coming from my guy. But I do appreciate you, Mike. Respect. Appreciate the love. Thank you so much. And it's a good question. I think there will be some cameo action. Definitely. And with the multiverse, it just makes sense, right? Yo, take care, Ryan. Appreciate you, man. Josh could be my twin with that face. Oh, no. The buffalo plaid. Okay, right on. Yeah. I can't wait for Canada. Are you close to James Razile? Or is he on the other side of Canada? Star Wars Squadrons is a great game. Yes, it is. Love it. Love me some Squadrons. Love it. Do you think we get Deadpool 3 rated R and X-Force spinoff? Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully they figure that out. I certainly think they need to do some rated R or hard PG-13 kind of stuff. Have you heard of New Rockstars? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. Josh, are you related to Jeffrey Dean Morgan? I I'm kind of seeing the resemblance. No. But thanks, I guess. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's pretty cool. Yo, Josh, I'm finna get some food DoorDash at work. What should I get? Wings or Wawa? What do you like at Wawa, my guy? And they probably got the subs all summer shit going on at Wawa. Man, I miss Wawa for real. I miss me some Wawa. You know what was really cool is like a couple years ago, I went to Orlando for Star Wars Celebration, and there just happened to be a Wawa right next to my condo. It was like a slice of Philly in the Sunshine State. It was a beautiful thing. Yo, you want to know where to get some really good wings? Well, I guess you couldn't do this unless you were. Are y'all what the fuck is Wawa? It's like a small sub shop, convenient store, gas station thing in the Philly. It's in the Philly area, Philly, Jersey, New York. Will you do reviews when Mando comes out? Absolutely. Hoagie Fest. Oh, it's not summer anymore. Good point. It's October. What am I thinking? I'm from New York. Never seen a Wawa. Oh, okay. Right on, man. That channel you have strong feelings about is speculating Kirsten Dunst returning as MJ. Is it one of the fake news motherfuckers? Oh, nice. That's cool, Nikki. That's cool. Sabrina Joshua says, I guess Squadrons is good on PC, underwhelmed on Xbox. Yeah. So, again, I think, man, look at that pesky fly that just keeps going in front of the camera there. That's stupid. Favorite fast food? I'll answer that in just a second. I'll just answer it now. It's Wendy's, I think. Wendy's is pretty good. So the thing about Squadrons is I can feel like if you were just on a controller, it would probably be a little underwhelming because it's not the same feeling. Like, I don't know, man. Like, just getting on the stick, playing via PC with the ultra wide monitor, because it's like a big. I mean, you're in your cockpit and you want to have a big POV, right? So I can tell you on console, yeah, maybe it's not all that, but on PC, whoo, loving it. I can't eat fast food since I'm GF. It's a blessing and a curse. Oh, gluten-free. Okay, right on, yeah. Flight stick is a must on consoles. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. Josh, did you already talk about the pic Jamie Foxx had on Instagram with the all three Spider-Man looking at Electro? He deleted it later. Yeah, I think I actually might do a video on that today. I think I might do a follow-up video to my other one, yeah. If you're in LA, In-N-Out is the only answer. I like In-N-Out, yeah. And I like Five Guys, but I don't consider Five Guys fast food. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really consider it fast food. They're setting up a retelling of Genesis in Raised by Wolves. They're definitely doing something similar to that for sure, yeah. Hey, Josh, what do you think about Sony bringing William Dafoe as Norman Osborn? I think Marvel was the one that really wants Norman. And I think Feige should get whatever Norman he wants. Favorite droid in Star Wars? I like HK-47 a lot. I like the new version of that, whatever K2SO. I like K2SO. Obviously R2. What else? What else do I like? I like the evil C-3PO from the Dr. Aphra comics, and then I think he's in a lot of other comics. The evil C-3PO is pretty cool. IG-11 probably go down as one of the coolest droids ever. Great arc for that character. Really, really cool. So, yeah, there's a couple for you. IG-88 is cool. Yeah. Josh, did you hear on who will be directing each episode for Mando? So, technically, Anthony, you are incorrect. The report you are talking about. It is not directors, it is writers. They've revealed the writers for each episode. 5 will be written by Filoni, not directed. Unless I'm wrong, but that's the way I understood that report. And you'll have healthcare? What are you talking about? And I'll have healthcare. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Culver's fish sandwich is awesome. Dude, Culver's is great. When I used to live in the Twin Cities, I used to get Culver's all the time. Chopper's up there? How could I forget Chopper? Love Chopper. Brian says, just joined. Love this channel. One of the best nerd channels there is. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate that. 000, is that guy's name? Yeah. Okay, so if y'all have Smoky Bones. Smoky Bones? Anybody? Smoky Bones? Anybody got Smoky Bones near them? Twin Cities? Yeah, I used to live in Plymouth. I lived in Plymouth for a couple of years. Yeah. Jacob's Quest. It is a hard game, brother. It's very hard. Did you ever go to the Mall of America? I used to go to the Mall of America every Monday with both of my little sisters. Mang. Okay, Smoky Bones, Mang. Now listen. Do not talk about Smoky Bones. Okay, Al. Plug your ears, brother. I'm about to talk about Smoky Bones. They were here and left? What? Oh my God. Okay, well, sorry about that. Now let's talk about it and make Al super jelly. Smoky Bones is a lot of good stuff, but you know what nobody knows, or not enough people know about, is their wings, dude. You want to talk about chicken wings? Smoky Bones smoked chicken wings. That, very good. And you get those delicious barbecue sauces that they put on the pork on your chicken wings. God damn. God damn. It's good. Smoked wings are always choice. Hey, you want to know what some of the best wings in the world, though, are? And look, real talk. Lean in. Your boy's a little bit of a wing connoisseur, okay? You want to know I will answer the question. Chill out. So, you want to know what the best wings, it's literally some of the best wings in the world. Hooters, okay? Hooters wings. And you got to get the Daytona wings done Daytona style. Who knows what I'm talking about? No, the worst wings are not Hooters. But and they have smoked wings now too, Hooters does. But let me explain this to you. You don't fuck with Hooters wings? Listen to me, Kendall. Listen to me, my friend. Look at me. I am the wing captain now. Okay? Go to Hooters. Ask for the Daytona wings done Daytona style. Let me explain it to you. They're going to do your wings, they're going to fry them, and then they take them, they toss them, and then they grill them. Okay? They take them, they toss them in the Daytona style, and then they press grilled them. And the Daytona sauce gets charcoaled and caramelized onto the wings. Whew, I'm telling you. I know. Oh, the Hooters wings are not that good. Listen to me. Go to Hooters and get the Daytona wings done Daytona style. Eat those wings and then fucking come in here and chat to me about these Hooters wings. And until you've done that, you don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so flagrant. Josh, did you see Dave Filoni writing episode 5? Yes. Does that mean we're going to Ahsoka in that one? Likely. Very likely. Like a panini press your wings. Yes. Yes, Trev. But there's something magical about that Daytona style. I'm telling you. STDs with every Hooters order. Yo, I'll be real with you. So when I worked at, I lived in, when I lived in Philly, I worked at Maggiano's. Well, I guess I can say that now. I used to never want to say where I worked because I did get some stalkers and it was really awkward. But I used to work at Maggiano's, okay, in King of Prussia in Philadelphia. And right next door was Hooters, okay? And we would trade stuff, like we'd bring in some of our cheesecake or our tiramisu or whatever, this, that, second, and the third. We'd come over to Hooters after work. And there's a bond between people in the server industry. And once we all get out of our shifts, we all would sit at each other's bars. We hook each other up with big fat tips. We let each other talk about all the shitty customers we had, etc., etc. The Hooters girls ended up being some of my favorite people in the industry. And the Hooters girls in KOP, I don't know, there's just something about them, man. They had like a real Philly attitude. I mean, there's some of these girls smoking, like, don't get it twisted. Smoking. They're up in the gym working on their fitness and respect. But they were honestly some of the coolest, down-to-earth, helpful, pleasant people that you could imagine. I actually still miss some of those girls. Like, just, like, on some real shit, like, it would just be cool to come in and just chat it up with them. You know what I mean? They weren't, they were pretty easy on the eyes, too, as my old man would say. Hooters waitress simp level at 9,000. For some of them, for sure. Yeah, any pretty girl that works like that are pretty cool, yeah. For sure, man. Mm-hmm. You had stalkers. Yeah, I had a couple. But, you know, honestly, like, even those situations, like, I could tell they weren't necessarily, like, bad people. They just, like, didn't have, like, filters or, you know, like, they just lacked that sort of social awareness of, like, what's cool and what's not cool, right? And that's how you alienate your audience, folks. Wait, what did I do? How did I alienate the audience? What you talking about, man? We keep it real over here. We keeps it real over here. Hell yeah, Dingo. Appreciate that. Your wing talk? If Ryan Reynolds is the new Kevin Feige, hell nah, bro. Wear the orange shorts for a stream. That's the funniest shit I ever heard, yo. Congrats on your mate's wedding. Ah, man, I'm so excited. I'm so happy for him, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great weekend, for sure. It's gonna be a great weekend. Start a food channel? Come on now. Only on his OnlyFans? Yeah, man. You know what would be funny? What if I did that? What if I had that, like did a OnlyFans, but kind of did it for the memes, and it had like me in the orange shorts holding the Daytona wing, and I'm like a pinup girl, like looking behind me, like, woo. Yo, so House Squadrons, haven't got it yet. I love it, but it's a challenging game. It's a challenging game, but it's really cool. You can totally do that on OnlyFans. I know, Bashti. I gotta fly out for a wedding the day Mando 2 starts. Oh, and you're waking up early AF to watch it? That's awesome, Nikki. We gotta, just to let you know, Nikki, we're gonna try to figure out our watch party, because I would love to watch Mando with you guys when it comes out. You know what I mean? And maybe, like, that's a thing for watch parties on Fridays, like, kind of rewatching it or something. I'll talk to Bashti. We'll figure it out. Oh, like that. Stan Lee. Okay, yeah, maybe. But I don't know if they'll use... I mean, though, I think of him a little bit more of, like, the way they use Sam Jackson in Phase 1 and 2. Your skills are lacking. Mine are worse, yeah. It's a challenging game. I really feel like I've got a good handle on the Y-Wing. And, you know, I can get, like, basically, like, 4 to 8 kills per game. I still die too much. And interceptors really give me a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? But, you know what I was doing last night? I just played a couple games before bed. I was overcharging the engines on the Y-Wing. And I'm telling you guys, like... I'm about to be one of the best Y-Wing players online. I'm going to make these Y-Wings fucking sing, dude. I'm going to make these Y-Wings dance. And it's going to be great. Oh, you can track with your head? That's crazy. In VR, that's crazy. I love the Interceptor, and I'm getting better with it, but... pretty fast. Josh, if we are getting Ahsoka in one episode, which is written by Filoni, what do you think Ahsoka's role will be? Ahsoka's role will be to show you all the dope stuff that's going to be in the Filoni-verse and make you want to see more Filoni-verse. That's it. We might not even see Mando in that episode. For real. That's what Ahsoka's role is going to be. Yeah. My girl shit on me in Madden the other day. I was about to just end it there. I'll never forget, man. One time when I was younger, I tried to get my dad to play like video games with me and stuff. And like he just never would. Like he just wasn't into it. And one time I got him to play GoldenEye with me. GoldenEye. And he didn't know what he was doing. And somehow my dad drops the gun and literally karate chops me to kill me. Remember how you could karate chop in GoldenEye? And my dad just karate chops me, kills me, puts the controller down, and he says, "I think I'm done, son." I was just like, "You motherfucker." Oh, shit. That's funny. What are the current shows in the Filoni-verse? Something Ahsoka. Probably like a mainstay show, Ahsoka show, with a lot of the Rebels crew, I assume. Thrawn and Ezra are rumored. Boba Fett is rumored. Oh yeah, Boba's got plenty more to do in canon, much to the chagrin of Star Wars Santa. Let's go, Boba! So, Boba Fett show, Thrawn and Ezra, Ahsoka show, and an unknown show that I don't know what it is. So, that's what we know so far. Can't wait to own my kids on the PS10. Ha! Right on, man. Right on, man. That's cool. All right, guys. Got 10 more minutes. I got 10 more minutes for y'all. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind, ladies and gentlemen? What are we thinking about today? What are we talking about today? Just going to check Reddit real quick. Oh, Cyberpunk went gold. That's cool. That's really impressive. I like that. Yo, can we talk about that for just a second? I just want to give you my take on something, okay? So, crunch. Okay? You guys know what crunch is? So, in the gaming industry, and in a lot of industries, there's this thing called crunch. Okay, and crunch is like, hey, we're about to get to this deadline. We really need to do crunch bars. We really need to get this done. And so you put in an inordinate amount of stress and pressure on your team. It's called crunch. Now, in the world I'm from, you know, back in the day, we just called this getting the goddamn job done. You know what I mean? Doing what you gotta do. But now they call it crunch and get butthurt about it. And to be honest with you, I do feel that because in certain respects, I think it is kind of messed up how some people are exploited and exploited pretty heavily in the current system that we have. Okay? And CD Projekt Red is a company that I've had my eye on for a long time. Mostly because they're Polish. You bet your dupa. This is my guys. They're also really consumer friendly. And they've created a brand and a relationship with their fans that's very consumer friendly. Okay? And they talk about, they've talked down about crunch. Okay? Now, recently, they've been in a bit of drama because they did do some crunch in the last couple of weeks leading up to the game going gold. They put their employees in a state of crunch. They had to get a lot done. They had to work a lot. Okay? But here's what's cool. Here's the difference. Here's why I really think. Let me double check. So I'm going to double check this. CD Projekt Red giving employees I gotta confirm this. I can't find it. Where are we at? From 4 days ago. Reneges on their 9. Okay. I gotta find the exact deal here, but I believe they are giving a % of the sales for the game, and they're redistributing that to the developers. Okay. So I need to double check on that. I don't want to, put my flag in the ground. But I will just say that if you are going to make a team crunch and you are going to put people through an inordinate amount of stress, which, by the way, is how you make diamonds, with pressure. But if you're going to do that, you should compensate people for it. Give them a slice of the pie. And that's actually a beautiful incentive as well. And so CD Projekt Red, again, may have dipped into some controversy only to come out of it with a pretty, reasonable and also consumer-friendly and employee-friendly take on the situation. And I'm really happy about it. Like hustle was called a part of my job in my time. Get off my lawn! Yeah, I know, right? I'm going get off my lawn, Josh, today. Dune looks incredible. Can't wait for 2024 when we can see it. Yep. Will, I got to pick between two girls. Tell me, one or two. Well, tell me a little bit more about the girls. I can't just arbitrarily pick between these two girls. Who would want a new animated show about Luke, Leia, and Han after Return of the Jedi? I'd be into it. Some people aren't into it. I'd be into it. Oh, Young covered it? Supposedly it'd be 10%? I'm in to that. Hey, 10% of... 10%? Of Cyberpunk's... I feel like that's going to be a couple ducks. Josh, you need to continue your Batman anti-hero argument with Trinity. Hashtag Trinity was right. I'm not sure if we ever really got into that kind of an argument. Maybe. Thought sauce. Got to love it. Indeed. Indeed. 3, bro. 3. 3 what? 3 what? What are you talking about? Mark Thompson could totally do the voices. I'd love him so much. Yeah, he's great. Do you think Marvel and Sony have a secret deal? I do. Yeah, I do. Deadpool or Punisher? Punisher. Easy. Was in the restaurant biz for 15 years. Everyone should have to do it for a while. So many characters, so many unique experiences. Yeah, man, restaurant industry actually really helped me. Well, I know it did. Because number one, I got to talk to people. I became a pretty engaging people person. Got to understand different kinds of people. I got to understand high pressure, stress situations. But also I had the flexibility and freedom to do what I did. So my job towards the end of it, man, they were so good to me. Man, they were so good to me. Because as the YouTube channel was growing, I went to my manager and was basically like, hey, man, I don't really need to work here anymore, so I'm gonna be out. And my manager said, dude, we're kind of screwed. Can you hang around? Because you're really good. It would suck to lose you. And I stayed for a whole 7 months more than I needed to. Now, they treated me great. I only worked a couple days a week. They just needed me on the busy days, which was fine with me. Come in, work hard, make good, bucks, and then bail out of there. And I'll also say this. I think it's actually a pretty beautiful thing to work. That was a beautiful 7 months because it was interesting to work in that industry knowing that I could walk out at any time and I'd be chill. But I didn't because of my manager. And I remember when I was a young man, I used to think, man, when I get to quit my restaurant industry, I'm going to pour a Coke on some old dude's head. I'm going to flip this lady off. I'm going to go into the back of the kitchen and tell all the cooks to go F themselves and all this. I used to think like that. But I didn't. I worked my last shift, did my side work, held my head high, shook some hands, gave some hugs, and I was out of that bitch. You know what I mean? Why the Punisher over Deadpool? It's just personal taste. Deadpool's cool, but a lot of this gets on my nerves, man. That's why I don't even read Deadpool. You know, I'm not even as into Deadpool as many of you are. Like, many of you guys were like, oh, shit, Deadpool movie's so crazy, so awesome. I watched the Deadpool movie, and I was like, that's very, very good. And it also reminds me why I don't read Wade Wilson. Can't do it. Shotgun jokes a mile a minute. It's like, okay. So, that's just me, though. Can I get a recap on the Deadpool situation? Here's the recap. Feige's looking to sign the biggest MCU contract ever with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool pitched a project to Feige last year, which apparently was rejected. And now, because of the success of DC and Ryan's possible attachments to the Green Lantern, Marvel's going to have to pay this guy a lot more. So, when are you in theory going live tonight? I think the usual time. So it's like 5 his time, 8 my time. Retired from the Army after 20 years. Retired from the Army after 20 years. And I love getting reintroduced to nerd shit. It's a beautiful thing, Eric. It's a beautiful thing. We love having you here, man. Be like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah, well, when you're young, man, when you're young, I think that is the thing, right? But the universe has a beautiful way of, at least, you know, sometimes, has a beautiful way of, if you're not ready for that, it ain't going to come to you. Like, basically, the version of me that was like, I'm going to blow up, I'm going to be all this, fuck all this, I'm above all this shit, you know, blah, blah, blah. That guy was never going to get the gift that I have now. I had to become the man I am now to receive the gifts. It wouldn't have worked the other way. And by the way, even if it did work the other way on the surface level and we thought it was dope, it would have been a curse. 99% of lottery winners are destitute, depressed. Money can be a curse. Success can be a curse. And if I had been given the money and the success when I was that young, it would have been a curse because I would not have handled it well. Anyway. Your super chat isn't coming through? Sinner, is it just not like actually going through? Because I don't see it on my end, brother. If Disney owned a few theaters, couldn't they play their Disney Plus shows on the big screen? They absolutely could. They absolutely could. Interesting thought there, Jareth Loveberry. You might be onto something there. What do you think of Minecraft Steve being in Smash if you even play Smash? Look, here's what I think. It better not be busted. Because I don't want to be getting fucked up by Minecraft characters all the time when I'm playing my Smash. And yes, I play Smash. In fact, a lot of the people that are in town for the wedding, they play Smash too. And I'm real excited to play some Smash with these guys. He's broken? No! Why'd they do that? I don't want to play against a bunch of Steves. And why isn't Goku or Master Chief in Smash? Sakurai, get your shit together. Hey, Josh, I have a barely used Xbox One X I don't play. Any idea? Maybe a prize for someone who can't afford one of the new consoles? Hey, Sinner, I appreciate that thought. I really do. But it might just be... Look, that might just be a logistical nightmare to try to get that all figured out. I love the thought, though, and the energy is really cool, and I appreciate that. But for now, like, I'm not really going to go down that road. I do appreciate it, though. Kaylee McCann, I don't know who that is. Test positive for COVID. I don't know who that is. I could see Crash Bandicoot coming next year. You can legit build blocks mid-air and block people from getting back on stage. Dude, no. If that's true, the answer is no. If that's true, the answer is no. Oh, the press sec or whatever? The blonde lady or whatever? I mean, she's young. She'll probably be fine. What's for lunch? Not sure. Not sure. I'm going to bounce out of here and maybe a... You know what I've been liking lately? I like a club sandwich on a everything hoagie or everything bread. Like a everything muffin or... come on, brain. Bagel. Everything bagel. Like I get a everything bread and I get a club sandwich on there. Extra bacon. Make the bacon crispy. Whew. Little honey mustard on there. Whew. Tell you what. I'm feeling wings after the wing talk. Yeah, but wings will weigh you down. Wings will weigh you down. You know what I mean? Oh, you do? Cool. I'm about to check that out, Nikki. I didn't even know they had that shit. Josh, let's talk about the Rona and politics. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it there. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys later tonight. Come check out Nerd Theory tonight, I believe at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After Dark's going down this week, I think. I'm not sure. Got to touch base with Lavis. I know he's moving. So we'll see. Friday, we should be doing a watch party. I think that's guaranteed. No streams this weekend, at least from me. Maybe Al and Lavis will run you guys a stream on Saturday or something, okay? Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for hanging out today. All right, everybody. We're going to call it, and we'll be back at it tomorrow, okay? As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.